Okay, this is a video response to acid trip on painkillers. Now, I know Shane Dodson asked if any of us have been to the hospital to have surgery. Now, I can relate to this a bit. I haven't had surgery, but my sister had to have surgery after she's been seriously mauled by her friend's German Shepherd. She had to have, well, surgery to the back of her head, her arms, and on her back because the dog seriously fucked up the back of her head really badly. I mean, she had well over 50 stitches in the back of her head alone. And I don't know how many in her arms and her back. But it was the scariest thing that I ever heard. I mean, I didn't think my sister was going to be attacked by a dog. Then again, you wouldn't really think that anybody is going to, in your family, is going to be attacked by a dog. But when you hear of it, you're just like, oh my god. But my sister, she had to have surgery. She lost a lot of blood because the back of her head was tore up. The back of her arms was tore up really badly too. There was one of her arms where the dog had attacked the, where the dog had actually chewed up one of her arms so badly that muscle and tissue was actually coming out of her arm. And there was a hole about the size of my pinky in her back. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are gonna take this. You might be like, oh my god, is she okay? She's okay, but the thing that concerned me the most is where she's diabetic. And if she loses a lot of blood, that can actually screw up her sugars and actually make things worse. I remember my mom saying that she had to sign papers for blood transfusions just in case my sister needed them, where she's diabetic and everything, and where she lost a lot of blood. I find it really hard talking about it. I mean, it was only back in summer where it happened, August the 1st. It's still pretty fresh what in my head what happened. I mean, when I hear the story, it's like I can just picture everything happening. And I don't want to remember it. Every time I walk past my uncle's house that he's renovating, I still see the scenes of this huge German Shepherd just attacking my sister, and it's horrible. My sister's only 55 pounds. That's because she's diabetic. The dog was only 11 months. It weighed in an amazing 125 pounds. Imagine if the dog was full grown and a lot bigger and my sister was a lot younger. It would have been a different story. She might have not have made it through, or if the attack went on any longer than it did, she might not have been here today. And I know that I kind of don't get along with my sister. I kind of hate it when she tells me all these useless things. And well, it's kind of like what happens when you're the older sibling and you've got a younger brother or sister, and they kind of hey, look what I got. I got this book. And you're like, I just don't care. So you're gonna tell them to shut up and leave you alone. But when something like that just happens to you, you're just gonna be really upset, and you're just gonna wish that you could have done something. I mean, I wasn't around that night that it happened. I just got home, and nobody was home, so I thought my sister had gotten sick again. Because there was a couple times where she was really, really sick. She couldn't eat, and she had to go to the hospital with this really weird blood infection that nobody could trace. Nobody knew what it was. Doctors didn't even know what it was, so they just put her on a drip, kept her in the hospital for a couple of days until she got hydrated again, and then sent her home. They didn't really do much for her there, but yeah. When all this was happening, what was going through my mind is what kind of people are they to keep a monster in the house that's gonna try to kill someone or attack someone? I mean, I'm still feeling kind of strong. It's why keep a dog that already attacked a 9-year-old girl before my sister and tore up her arm, and still keep the dog. I mean, if I had a dog like that and it attacked some little girl or little boy, I'm not going to keep the dog. I'm going to get it put down as soon as that attack happens. There's no second chances for a dog like that. But that dog was lucky. After it attacked the first little girl, it got a second chance, and it totally went crazy after it broke loose. That time it attacked my sister. But anyways, yeah, I'm probably going to end this video soon because my hair looks horrible. I mean, I just got out of bed like an hour ago, or an hour and 55 minutes ago. But anyways, another video response to this. I'm just going to add like 2 into 1. I know Shane Dotson said that there's been some paranormal activity in his closet. Now, I can totally relate to this because my house is a railroad house. It's well over 80 years old. And some creepy things happened while my sister was sick and a couple months after I had my daughter. This was in springtime, and I was in bed. I was getting ready. I was sleeping for the night so I can go to school in the morning. And my sister was sick, and I'm in bed in my mom and dad's room, and Paige was asleep. That's the name of my daughter, by the way. And well, Mom and my dad, Brian, were in the bathroom just having a cigarette, talking. And then all of a sudden my mom heard Paige crying. So she waited for a little while just to see if Paige would go back to sleep, because sometimes babies cry in their sleep and then just stop. But the crying actually got worse, so Mom went out to check on Paige, and she seen a little black shadow about, I don't know, the size of a 5-year-old at the foot of the bed. And as soon as she went out and seen it, the thing just started out to the hallway, and it wasn't seen anymore that night. So Brian went out, checked the bathroom, the hallway, Samantha's room, and my room, and he couldn't see anything. So he thought everything was all right until Mom went over by the dresser and actually felt static electricity going right through her arm. She said everything over by the dresser the temperature dropped, the presence was static, it raised the hairs up on your arm, and she called out to Brian, and Brian rushed into the room, and he said all he could feel on his leg was this energy pulling up his nylon pant leg. And when I heard that, I was just freaked out. I mean, I've seen strange things in this house before. I've heard them. It's just that I didn't think my parents were going to experience it. But there's another creepy thing that happened here when we first moved in. Now, when we moved in, the house didn't exactly look like this, all pretty on the inside. We had to renovate it. We had to do some serious renovation on the inside. The house was okay on the outside, but the inside was just totally wrecked. Anyways, when Brian was doing some renovation in the inside, he seen a mouse run across the floor, and he was like, and he swore, you know, like if you have a mouse in the house, you're not gonna be like, oh yay, mice. You're gonna be like, ew, that's disgusting. And before he left, he was like, I wish that mouse was dead. And when he came back the next day, the mouse was actually dead, right on top of the garbage box that you usually have when you're renovating. The mouse was dead, like something killed it and actually laid it right in front, right in your sight. Like, I don't know how to explain these things, and I don't want to. I mean, they're scary. I don't like this house sometimes. I mean, I hear weird sounds. I want to get out. I don't like it, really.